Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping right into some really important info for, well, all you Fortnite creators listening.
Yeah, we're digging into the upcoming UEFN updates. That's Unreal Editor for Fortnite, of course.
Straight from the official 2025 creator roadmap. Think of this as your essential heads up on the tools that are really going to change how you build and how players find your stuff.
Exactly. We've gone through the official roadmap, the one on the Trello board, to pull out the absolute need-to-know bits for you.
So, what's the plan today? What are we aiming to get out of this?
Well, the goal is really to unpack these features, talk about what they actually mean for creators, and, give you a bit of a head start.
Okay.
We're seeing a mix of stuff here, tools for making things, but also features affecting how your creations get seen.
Right, the creation and the discovery. Okay, let's get into it. First up, something slated for Q2 2025.
Yeah.
A/B testing for thumbnails.
Ah, thumbnails.
Crucial first impression. Right. So what's the deal with this new feature? How's it going to work?
So the big thing here is getting beta inside the publishing workflow. You'll basically be able to upload, say, 2 different thumbnails for your island,
Okay.
and then UEFN will show them to different players and track which one gets more clicks. So you see, like, black and white data on what's working.
Ah, so no more just guessing or, asking your friends which one they like better.
Exactly.
Hmm.
It's about optimizing based on actual player behavior, the click-through rate. It's like running little experiments to see what grabs attention.
That sounds incredibly useful. Data-driven decisions for your thumbnail.
Absolutely. And it fits this broader theme we're seeing, right? UAFN giving creators tools for, like, data-informed design, making smarter choices.
Okay, makes sense. Let's move to another Q2 2025 feature, and this one, well, it seemed to be stirring up some conversation already. The not interested button.
Yeah. This one's interesting. It ties directly into the Discover feed and recommendations.
So how's it supposed to function? What's the intention here?
The idea is simple enough. Players will see this button, presumably on island tiles in Discover, and they can click it to signal, hey, I don't like this, or show me less of this.
Right.
And that feedback is meant to tune their personal For You recommendations. So, the goal is a more relevant, more enjoyable Discover tab for players.
Which on the surface sounds good for players. More relevant content, less wading through stuff they don't care about.
Yeah, potentially. From the player side, you can see the appeal. A cleaner feed, maybe higher quality stuff surfacing for them. It could boost engagement if people find what they like faster.
I sense a but coming.
Hmm.
What are the potential downsides or maybe the complexities for creators?
Well, yeah, there's definitely another side to this coin. The big concern floating around is misuse, or maybe even just unintended consequences.
How so?
Think about it. What if, say, a really popular creator casually mentions they don't like a certain map, or even just hints at it?
Oh.
Right. Their fans might then go and hit not interested on that map en masse. It could potentially bury a smaller creator's island, maybe unfairly, like a sort of silent gatekeeping or bullying, even if that's not the intent.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't quite thought of that angle. That raises a big question. How does Epic protect against that? Especially for new creators trying to get noticed.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And what about maps that maybe launch with a few bugs? Or maps that are just, finding their footing?
If they get hit with a wave of not interested early on.
Exactly. Does that negativity stick? Even if the creator pushes out a major update, fixes everything, adds new content, will the algorithm remember those early downvotes?
So a map could get significantly better, but still struggle for visibility because of that initial reaction.
It's a possibility, and it's something the community is definitely asking about. How does the system allow for redemption or improvement? It's crucial for keeping the creative scene diverse and, well, fair.
Definitely some critical points for Epic to consider there. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Still in Q2 2025, we're getting some enhanced matchmaking options. What's changing?
Yeah, this is about giving creators more control over how matches actually start up. 2 key things here.
Okay.
First, setting a minimum number of players needed before a match begins. Second, defining a maximum time players will wait in the queue.
Okay. So the minimum players. That's to avoid those like really empty games that aren't much fun.
Precisely. You want enough people for the game to work as intended, but then the maximum queue time counters that.
Right. You don't want people waiting forever and just leaving.
Exactly. It's about balancing game quality with player retention, finding that sweet spot. It's part of making the whole gameplay experience smoother, which fits into the wider creative roadmap.
Makes sense? Better control for better games. Now, looking a bit further ahead, to Q3 2025, we've got some camera-related stuff coming. First, the elimination camera.
Yeah, this sounds kind of cool. It lets creators customize the camera experience right after a player is eliminated during that transition to spectating.
So instead of just the standard view.
You could have like a special visual effect, maybe a unique camera angle showing off the island, or even, I don't know, a funny little animation. It adds a bit of personality, a signature touch from the creator.
Oh, neat. A way to make even getting eliminated a bit more interesting or branded.
Mm-hmm. And related to that, also in Q3, is a new camera component.
Okay, what does that do? That's a bit more technical.
It seems to be a higher level tool for managing cameras during gameplay. Think about different camera modes, first person, third person, maybe a fixed cinematic angle.
Right.
This component would let creators define these modes, switch between them smoothly, blend them. Basically, it gives much more sophisticated control over how the player sees the game world, like a director managing cameras.
Gotcha. More cinematic potential, more tailored perspectives.
Ah,
Okay. And then rounding out the year, Q4 2025 brings custom data-driven UI widgets.
yeah, this sounds really powerful, especially for creators using Verse, the scripting language.
So what does data-driven UI actually mean here?
It means you can design your own UI elements like custom health bars, unique scoreboards, maybe special objective trackers right in the editor.
Yeah.
And then using Verse, you can make those widgets react and update dynamically based on whatever's happening in your game's code. Your custom game logic drives the visuals.
Row. So you could have a health bar that like visually cracks when you take damage, or a score counter that does a little animation when you score, things like that.
Exactly. If you can define the data or the event in Verse, you can potentially visualize it with these custom widgets. It opens up huge possibilities for really unique, bespoke HUDs and interfaces.
That sounds like a massive step up for UI customization. Very cool. Now, for people listening who want to keep tabs on all this themselves, where can they find this official roadmap?
The best place is the official Fortnite Roadmap Trello board. Epic keeps it updated with what they're working on for UEFN. It's public. You can just go look at it.
That's the source we use for this deep dive, right?
Yep, exactly. It gives you insights into what's planned so you can, start thinking about how you might use these things in your future projects. The link's in the source material we checked.
Okay, great. So let's zoom out a bit. Thinking about all these updates together, the A/B testing, the not interested button, matchmaking, cameras, UI, what's the big picture impact for creators?
Well, I think we're seeing a few key trends. One is definitely towards better player engagement and discovery. Tools like A/B testing and potentially the not interested button are about connecting the right content with the right audience more effectively, or at least that's the aim.
Right, making discovery smarter.
Yeah. And the second big thing is just enhanced customization and control, more granular matchmaking, much more sophisticated camera work, the custom UI. It all points towards enabling more unique, polished, and bespoke gameplay experiences.
It feels like they're giving creators more levers to pull, both in building the experience and in getting it seen.
Absolutely. If you learn to use these tools and you keep an eye on that roadmap, you really have the potential to elevate your project significantly.
But it also circles back to those earlier questions, especially around the not interested button.
Yeah.
Is the ecosystem evolving in a way that's truly welcoming for all creators? How does visibility get shaped?
That's the critical reflection, yeah. It's not just about the tools themselves, but how they impact the whole environment. It's something the community and Epic will need to keep a close eye on.
Definitely food for thought.
Yeah.
Okay, just to make sure we've nailed the key points, let's do a quick run through of some FAQs based on the roadmap. First up, what is the Fortnite Creator Roadmap again?
It's basically Epic Games' public Trello board outlining planned features and updates for UEFN.
Got it. And the A/B testing and that not interested button, when are those expected?
Both are currently targeted for Q2 2025, so sometime in the spring or early summer next year, likely.
And the big question, if a map gets downvoted but then updated, can it regain visibility?
Right now, that's unclear from the available info. We don't know how the system will handle map updates versus initial negative signals.
Okay. And where can people find this roadmap?
On the official Fortnite Roadmap Trello board, you can search for it or find the link from official Fortnite creator sources.
And looking later into 2025, what other tools are on the horizon?
Later in the year, Q3 and Q4, we're expecting the elimination camera, the camera component, and those custom data-driven UI widgets using Verse.
Okay, awesome. So wrapping this up, it's clear UEFN is getting some pretty significant upgrades throughout 2025.
Yeah, big focus on creation tools, but also on discovery mechanisms. Lots of potential, but also, some important questions emerging about how it all plays out.
It really underscores the need for creators to stay informed, right? Knowing what's coming helps you plan and adapt.
Absolutely. Being aware of these tools and thinking strategically about how to use them or how they might affect you is crucial.
So let's leave our listeners with this thought. Considering everything we've discussed, A/B testing, giving data power, the not interested button, potentially reshaping discovery, deeper camera, and UI, control what one aspect of creating or discovering things in UACAM do you think will change the most significantly over the next year or so?
Hmm.
And maybe more importantly, what opportunities or challenges could that big change create? Something to mull over as this landscape continues to evolve. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.